Okay. I just got through reading Bob Iger's Meeting with George, his autobiography, and I could not have been more madder. And George has every right to feel betrayed, because you know what? All this crap, they flat out lied to him. Just bold-faced, unapologetic lied to him. Kathleen Kennedy, JJ, Bob Iger himself, and Adam, whoever the hell his name is. There's one part that really irked me and that caught my attention. There's a part where they told George, we're discarding your outline for the coming sequel trilogy. We were supposed to, it was already set. Yet these fools are like, we're not contractually obligated to uphold our promise to deliver the story as you see fit. No, we're gonna do more things with it. That's the social justice driven garbage we're seeing nowadays. Who's to say they pull this crap, all this bullshit with Stanley, God rest his soul. God rest his soul, Stanley, one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. But what they did to Marvel, what they're doing now, is the same thing. Who's to say they had the same meeting with him? Who's to say? Or whoever was in charge at the time of Stanley's, before when Stanley was alive. I bet Nickelodeon. Remember that one thing with Nickelodeon waiting for Stephen Hellenberg, the creator of SpongeBob, to die? This is the same thing. Except that George is still alive. The amount of bullshit. The amount of bull in that fucking autobiography. I could write a better one than this crap. I could write a better one if I wanted to. If I was Bob Iger's age, I would write a better one. Because right now, he's admitting everything that Jeremy, me, a few other people, from the Phantom Menace and the Star Wars fans who actually spoke out against the Last Jedi. Everything has been proven. It's out in the open. There's never been a more time where I'm so pissed off right now. I could have just let this go. But no. I respect George. And George, let me tell you something straight. I do not hate the prequel trilogies. I watched the original trilogy from A New Hope all the way to Return of the Jedi. Love them. All three of them. Perfect. Yeah, a great story and a great ending to it. I was okay with it. I was okay. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with the original trilogy. I'm okay with how that ended. Though, I mean, I was open for a sequel trilogy. I was open for that. I just wish I'd gotten to see the outlines he had. I don't know if I can. I know I can look that up for some reason, or I can ask a few people. The prequel trilogy. Now, I will get into this. The prequel trilogy. Loved it. Star Wars Episode 1, it has its moments. I noticed a few flaws here and there. It has its moments. But I was willing to look past it. I was willing to. Yeah, Jar Jar is... He was more like a comic relief. I'm just gonna stop there. I'm just gonna stop right there. The casting for Anakin... I'm okay with it. I felt bad for Jake Lloyd, though. I felt so bad. He was bullied so badly. But for me, it was a great start to it was a great setup to episodes 2 and 3. 2 and 3 I loved. I loved all 3. They have their flaws here and there, but you know what? Who's to say it's not the greatest thing in the world. I respect the original trilogy prequel trilogy, but the sequel trilogy, I just can't. After The Last Jedi, I swear, I felt so insulted. I felt very insulted of how they treated Luke, how they treated Leia, how they treated Admiral Akbar. And I'm going out here. I don't care if people attack me on this. I really don't give a shit right now because this is silly. And George Lucas has every right to feel betrayed. I mean, if it was me, if I owned Star Wars before Disney bought, if I were in George's shoes, I feel betrayed. You had all these great characters, the great story arcs, the great characters, the great planets. Coruscant's one of my favorites. I will explain that. But to hear and to read all of that, I felt my blood boil completely. Like I was literally clenching. I forget what I was clenching. It was either a can or something. Every fiber of my being right now. I'm trying so hard to remain focused. I swear to God, I hope Star Wars Episode 9 is gonna bomb. With everything that's happened, this is probably their final poke, their final jab to stick it to the fans. The only reason why I liked Episode 9 is because I like that Lando Calrissian came back. Emperor Palpatine's coming back. Those are my two reasons what got me hyped before the leaked plot came out, and then the 6 different endings. I really don't know. How much more is it gonna take? I mean, I would not be surprised if Episode 9 bombs. I would not be surprised at all. I mean, look at Solo, that bombed. And Rian Johnson is, as Carrie Fisher proudly stated, is an asshole. I have every right. I agree 100%. As well as J.J. Abrams. This act of betrayal, throwing out what's already done, like the whole outline was ready to go, it just needed to be revised. But no, they're like, oh, it doesn't fit our narrative, it doesn't fit the social justice warrior, we need more women, women need more things. Look, let me explain this. I got nothing against the women characters. I loved Xena Warrior Princess. I loved Wonder Woman. I loved Supergirl. Black Cat. Black Widow. Who's that one? Who's the one? Rogue. Storm. Jean Grey or Phoenix, if you will. Problem is, I hate when characters are forced upon us. Like Rey is a Mary Sue. Classic Mary Sue. It's obvious. Very obvious. I just hate when characters are forced upon us, or it's like they're doing the gender swap thing. That's stupid, in my honest opinion. I really don't care. As long as something sticks to the story, fine. I'm okay with it. But to go and because here's the thing, they're gonna retcon. When I read that entire garbage, it's screaming retcon. The whole thing screams retcon. And right now, Bob Iger's thing confirms everything we've been saying. if you wanted to create a Star Wars sequel trilogy, you could have went with it. But, oh, we're not contractually obligated. Biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. I would have loved to see George's... I would have loved to see it. That would have been perfect. Like, to see the passing of the torch from Luke onto someone else. Or Leia being a Jedi. I would have been fine with that. But you know what really, really pisses me off? We were screwed since episode 7. They had the perfect opportunity to do a reunion with all 3 characters. You had the right element, the right moment, everything. You know what? Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, y'all can go fuck yourselves. Big time. Because I've had it. I am sick of how you're treating this entire franchise. I was okay with Kylo Ren when he was introduced. But no. When you remove the mask, you kill the uniqueness of the character. And I can't even take Kylo Ren seriously anymore. I can't even take Poe Dameron seriously anymore. Hell, I can't even take Rey seriously anymore. Because we all know because we all see it. You cannot deny that for a fact. Anyway, this has been a pointless rant, but you know what? I'm giving my thoughts on it. If you want to thumb down this video, I will not stop you. I won't, for the life of me. But I'm just speaking from my perspective. Because as a Star Wars fan, an anime fan, a Marvel fan, I've had it with Disney. I've had it. This was the last straw. This autobiography was the last straw. Period. Anyway, this is Anime Night 1992. I am planning on doing another video soon. I'm going to be doing anime reviews. I thought about it last night, and I'll go into more detail later on. Anyway, be ready for Figure Showcase Fridays, episode 30 this Friday, as a reminder. But Disney, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, y'all are the worst. You betrayed George Lucas and trashed an established and beloved franchise. And all you shills out there who are siding with these psychopaths, you get what's coming to you. You can defend all you want, but the truth is staring you in the face. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all later.